Are England genuine Six Nations favourites this year? In this video, we break down England's squad by looking at their team depth, key strengths, weaknesses, and the players who could make a major impact in the tournament. This England side has a strong blend of experience and emerging talent, but they also have areas that could be exposed against top opposition. Stay until the end, where I'll reveal my predictions on how England will perform and where I think they'll finish in the Six Nations. Before breaking down individual strengths and weaknesses, let's take a look at England's overall squad depth. We'll go through the front row, the locks, and the loose forwards, before moving into the halfbacks, midfield, outside backs, and finally the bench options. This gives a clear picture of how balanced this England squad is and where they have real depth across the park. At loosehead prop, I think Finn Baxter will start most of England's Six Nations matches. He picked up a foot injury, but the rumours are that he should be fit in time for the tournament. He was outstanding last year against the All Blacks, and England need to keep building his experience as they look ahead to next year's World Cup. That said, they could also go with the more experienced Ellis Genge if they want extra power and leadership early in the competition. At hooker, I've gone with Luke Cowan-Dickie. For me, he's in better form than Jamie George at the moment and offers more impact around the field. And at tight head prop, Joe Hayes should get the nod. With both Will Stewart and Asher Opoku-Forger currently injured, Hayes looks like the most likely option to start. In the second row, Maro Itoje is a clear choice at number 4 and should also captain this England side. He brings leadership, physicality, and relentless intensity, and is still one of the best line-out disruptors in the game. Alongside him, I've gone with Alex Coles at number 5. Together, they form a really well-balanced lock combination. Itoje brings the aggression and edge, while Coles adds consistency, strong set-piece work, and physical presence. We saw during the November internationals last year just how high their combined work rate is, both defensively and around the breakdown. For me, this pairing gives England the right balance between experience, mobility, and control in the engine room. I think England's loose forward trio for most of the Six Nations will be Guy Pepper, Sam Underhill, and Ben Earl. It's a balanced combination. Pepper brings energy and breakdown presence. Underhill gives you defensive power and big tackles, and Earl offers pace, ball carrying, and work rate. But I also think this tournament is a big opportunity to bring Henry Pollock into the starting side. I wouldn't be surprised if England rotate between Ben Earl and Pollock throughout the competition. Pollock is in very good form right now, and I honestly think is going to score a couple of tries in this Six Nations. I know some people aren't sold on him yet, but for me, he's already one of the best loose forwards in the world, and he's only 21 years old. England are lucky to have two brilliant scrum halves in Alex Mitchell and Ben Spencer. The big question is who starts, but honestly, it doesn't matter too much because both are in great form. Right now, I'd say Spencer slightly edges Mitchell, but we'll have to wait and see what the coaches decide. At fly half, with Finn Smith out injured, George Ford is the most likely starter. He was excellent in the November internationals and brings experience and control. We could also see Marcus Smith take the number 10 jersey, but for me, he's more effective coming off the bench. He can cover fly half or fullback seamlessly and always adds that attacking spark when England need it. In the midfield, I think Fraser Dingwall and Ollie Lawrence are the most likely centre pairing. They complement each other really well and give England a solid, reliable combination in the middle of the park. That said, Henry Slade could also get the nod at outside centre. He's playing some really smart rugby right now and adds creativity and game management. There's even the small chance we see Tommy Freeman at outside centre, but personally, I like him more on the wing where he can use his pace and finishing ability. Overall, England definitely have much more depth in the centres than they did a couple of seasons ago, which gives them options depending on form and tactics. For the back three, I think Emmanuel Faye-Waboso and Tommy Freeman could start on the wings, with Freddie Stewart at fullback. That's a dangerous trio: pace, skill, and finishing ability all over the park. Then there's Henry Arundel, who's in brilliant form and has serious pace to burn. If he starts alongside Faye-Waboso on the wings, that combination could be lethal for any defense. And don't forget, we could even see Tommy Freeman at fullback. That's pure world-class ability. He reads the game well, can counterattack, and links seamlessly with the rest of the back three. England have options here, and they could rotate to keep opponents guessing. For England's bench, The front row cover will likely feature Theo Dan as the replacement hooker. For the props, with Will Stewart and Forger out injured, we could see Ellis Genge on one side and either Trevor Davison or Afolabi for Sogban covering tight head. At lock, Ollie Chessum provides solid depth, while the loose forward cover would probably be Tom Curry and, if they go for a 6-2 split, Henry Pollock. Personally, I don't think we'll see Pollock on the bench that much. He's more likely to start some games. For the scrum half cover, we'd see Ben Spencer, with Marcus Smith at 23. But if England opt for a 5-3 split, there's a chance Henry Arundel could come in at 23 instead, giving extra backline firepower off the bench. Overall, England's bench has plenty of options, and they can adjust depending on injuries, rotation, or tactical needs during the tournament. When you look at England heading into the Six Nations, there are some clear strengths worth highlighting. Last year they were right up there in the overall standings, finishing just 1 point behind France in the Six Nations, showing they can mix it with the best sides in the Northern Hemisphere. England's forwards have become a real foundation for this team. They've got physicality in the tight, strong set-piece work, and a high work rate at the breakdown that lets them compete for quick ball and dictate the tempo. Their defensive systems also look better and more structured as they've developed under the current coaching setup. Overall, the squad has strength in depth, especially with options across the pack and in the backs. That gives England real flexibility during games, whether it's bringing on impact forwards, creative playmakers, or pace in the outside backs. One of England's biggest strengths is their forward power, especially in the tight and around the breakdown. Up front, Finn Baxter and Joe Hayes bring real scrummaging force. Baxter has shown he can hold his own against top-level packs, and Hayes looks ready to step up with Stewart and Forger injured. In the second row, Maro Itoje and Alex Coles combine line-out presence with relentless work rate. Itoje's leadership and physicality set the tone, while Coles adds consistency and real engine room grunt. Then in the loose forwards, England have serious depth. Guys like Pepper, Underhill and Ben Earl give England speed, tackling intensity, and breakdown competitiveness, with Pollock coming from the bench to bring that X-factor. That balance between power and mobility up front gives England a strong platform to control big collisions and dominate phases, something teams simply can't ignore in the Six Nations. Another key strength for England is their defensive work. Their line speed has improved, and they're much more aggressive in shutting down space early. In the midfield, they've been strong in contact, making it difficult for teams to get go-forward ball. The loose forwards apply real pressure at the breakdown, slowing opposition ball and forcing errors. Leaders like Maro Itoje and Sam Underhill set the defensive tone, and overall, England look far more organised defensively than they did a few seasons ago. England also have strong tactical options heading into this Six Nations. They can switch between a 6-2 or 5-3 bench split depending on the opposition, which gives them flexibility during matches. With players like George Ford and Marcus Smith, they have multiple playmakers who can control the game or inject attacking spark when needed. The backline is also very versatile, with several players able to cover multiple positions. This allows England to adjust their tempo, change their game plan mid-match, and bring real impact off the bench when games are tight. Despite all their strengths, England aren't without weaknesses. In this section, we'll look at a few areas that could be exposed during the Six Nations, especially against the top teams. These aren't major flaws, but they are factors that could influence results if things don't go England's way. One area England still need to improve is game management, especially in tight matches against top opposition. At times, they've struggled to control territory and tempo late in games. There's also some uncertainty at fly half, with injuries and rotation affecting consistency. That can impact how well England close out matches. Finishing is another area. They create opportunities, but converting pressure into points will be crucial in the Six Nations. Add to that the need for better discipline at key moments, and settling combinations early, and those small details could make a big difference over the course of the tournament. When looking at England's key risks, injuries are always a factor, especially in key positions where depth can be tested over long tournament. There's also some inexperience when it comes to handling high-pressure moments, particularly late in close matches against top opposition. Against elite attacking teams, even small defensive lapses can be punished, and discipline under sustained pressure will be crucial. Finally, maintaining consistency, especially in away fixtures, remains an important challenge for England during the Six Nations. Now let's look at the players to watch in this England squad. These are the individuals who could really define England's Six Nations campaign. The ones who make key plays, change games, or even have the potential to be breakout stars this year. We'll go through them one by one and see why each could be crucial to England's success. One of my players to watch for England in this Six Nations is Alex Coles. He might not always grab the headlines, but his work rate is outstanding, and he brings real consistency to England's second row. He's strong in the line-out, physical in contact, and does a lot of the unseen work that allows players around him to thrive. Playing alongside Maro Itoje, Coles gives England balance in the engine room and helps maintain intensity for the full 80 minutes. For me, if England are going to dominate up front, Alex Coles will play a big role in making that happen. One of the most exciting players in this England squad is Guy Pepper from Bath. He's a real breakout player, and some people are even comparing him to a young Richie McCaw. High praise, but there's good reason for it. Pepper is dynamic at the breakdown, carries the ball strongly, and hits rucks hard. His work rate is incredible, and he makes an impact in defence as well as attack. For me, if he continues this form, he's going to be one of England's standout players in this Six Nations, someone who can turn the game with sheer energy and skill. We can't forget Henry Pollock. He's already a superstar to some fans, while others aren't quite sold on him yet, but one thing's for sure, he's exciting to watch. He has the skills of a backline player, combined with tremendous speed and the ability to break through defences. Whether he comes off the bench or starts a match, Pollock brings energy and unpredictability, and fans are rarely left disappointed when he's on the field. Another player to keep an eye on is Ben Spencer, currently playing for Bath. He's in fantastic form right now, and I'd be surprised if he doesn't start rather than come off the bench. For me, he's England's best scrum half at the moment. His game management, decision-making, and ability to control tempo will be fascinating to watch during this year's Six Nations. Spencer could easily be one of the key players determining how well England perform in tight games. Marcus Smith is in excellent form at Harlequins and is one of the most exciting playmakers in this England squad. Whether he comes on at fly half or fullback, he adds an extra dimension to the game with his creativity and vision. With Finn Smith likely to miss the first couple of matches, we could even see Marcus start at number 10 for a few games, but we'll have to wait and see. Either way, he's a player who can get England's backline moving and make things happen in attack. Tommy Freeman is another player to watch in this England squad. He's incredibly versatile, able to cover centre, wing, and fullback with ease, and he brings a lot of speed to every position he plays. Freeman was in excellent form throughout 2025, but unfortunately an injury at the end of last year kept him out of the November internationals. That said, he looks very hungry for rugby, and I expect him to cross the try line a couple of times in this Six Nations. He's the kind of player who can really change a game. Henry Arundel is considered by many to be the fastest rugby player in England, and it's easy to see why whenever he touches the ball. His sheer pace and ability to break lines make him an incredibly exciting player to watch. I'm not certain whether he'll start in the starting 15 or come off the bench, but one thing's for sure, Arundel is a player I'm extremely excited to see in action this Six Nations. He has the potential to turn games in a flash and keep fans on the edge of their seats. My prediction. I honestly think England could end up as Six Nations champions this year. The way the fixtures line up, they start off with Wales and then Scotland. If they can get a good start in those first two games, it will give them the confidence to handle Ireland at home. It could all come down to the final fixture against France away from home. That's the big question. Can England beat France on the road, and will all their top players who are currently injured be back by then? If everything goes right, form, fitness, and execution, England definitely have the potential to lift the Six Nations trophy this year. It's going to be a thrilling campaign, and I can't wait to see how it unfolds. Alright, that's my full take on England's Six Nations squad, from the squad depth, strengths, weaknesses, to the players to watch and my predictions. Now I want to hear from you. Where do you think England will finish in this year's Six Nations? Do you think it could all come down to a decider against France in the last fixture? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. I'll be checking to see if anyone gets it right. And of course, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of my Six Nations coverage. Thanks for watching, and let's see how England do.